So this is the Skoda Enyaq Coupe VRS, and it points to 45 years of success by Skoda's rally and race teams around the world. Now it's worth noting that Skoda use VRS in the UK and RS everywhere else. In case you've seen an RS version on YouTube, it's probably the same. Now you'll find the VRS badge on anything Skoda classes as sporty, which is quite similar with other brands using the term GT or the letter M on their cars to signify a difference from a standard variant. And with the Enyaq VRS being all-wheel drive, it of course has twin motors which make 295 brake horsepower and 460 Nm of torque. However, full power is normally only available above 88%, which is fine because below that you probably want to be saving that juice. So how much performance does it actually have? Oh, come on, easy now. Woohoo! What do we got? And there we have it, 0 to 30 in 2.50 and 0 to 60 in 5.76. So performance aside, here we have it in Phoenix Orange Metallic, and this, with these 21-inch alloys, is a very, very good looking car. It does help that this is the coupe version, so you can see the roof is slanted back. With these angles, it definitely looks the part, and we've got these crystal LED front grills which look absolutely amazing and are definitely unique. I've never seen a car with this sort of design, and where it is quite a big grille and it doesn't really need it because it's an EV for air and whatnot, but they've made very good use of space on the front end. So in terms of price, it starts off at £54,000 and you get quite a lot for your money with this being the top spec of the Enyaq Coupe. Now in terms of battery, you get a 77 kilowatt-hour battery and it charges from 20 to 80% in around 30 minutes. Not to forget, you've got 325 miles of range from a full charge, but in these days, you're probably gonna see around 280 to 290, which is still a lot for a car of this size. Now, where this is a VRS model, it hopefully should be quite sporty to drive. Let's jump in and find out. So day to day, what does it do? Everything it says on the tin: spacious, airy, and the boot is absolutely humongous. And to be honest, with this being the coupe variant, I didn't expect the boot to be as big as it is, but enough talk about all of the day-to-day jargon. This is a VRS, meaning it's all about the performance, and Lord have mercy on my soul, hey, there's tons of it. And with this being a dual motor, because it's all-wheel drive, all year round you've got this. Rain, sun, snow. This thing is definitely a capable beast. So now when people talk about SUVs and sportiness, they try and compare it to a hatchback or something of that nature. And this, if we compare it to a sporty SUV, I'm throwing this thing into bends where I should be braking, but it just rolls round and handles it like a champ. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure if you did push it too hard, you'd find yourself in a bit of trouble, but you've got a sports mode on the ESC that I don't really need to activate to change how the car works and moves. The Enyaq VRS can definitely shift its weight. And if you were to jump in an SUV and think that you'll be taking corners like your Lewis Hamilton, you'd be mistaken, because again, it's an SUV, and as with any SUV, it's got a higher center of gravity as opposed to, I don't know, the Octavia VRS. But time and time again, I find myself shocked. This is a heavy boy, and it's just rolling around these roads like it weighs absolutely nothing. Again, we're just gonna tip it in here, and you can really get a lot of rotation on that bend. And we took that bend under the speed limit at 50 miles an hour. Until now, I still don't have any fears of rolling over or catching some understeer because of the weight transfer. So the word floaty gets thrown around whenever people are talking about SUVs, and this doesn't feel floaty at all. It just, you tip it in and you can really feel the car rotate. And that torque, that 460 Newton meters of torque, is definitely noticeable when you plant your foot down. So as usual with many of the Volkswagen Audi Group cars, you can play around with the drive modes and also set an individual mode, but going through the modes, I believe Sport actually feels bang on for once. Usually you go into Sport and the steering feels a bit too heavy and you want a comfort, so you kind of go into an individual mode, but I've just whacked it in Sport and so far I feel like it's, I'm going to say it quietly, perfect. I don't feel I need to change anything to get more out of the car, and as we go into this national speed limit, it gets up to the speed limit so quickly. Sure, there is a bit of lean in the chassis, but that's understandable because, again, it is an SUV. We're not low down to the ground. So the VRS logo definitely has a place on the Enyaq. And to have that VRS badge on this car, the most important thing in any car is being able to turn, and the steering feels very responsive. And again, it is on these 21-inch alloys, which personally I just feel really work with this size of car. And 9 times out of 10 you always want a thicker sidewall to allow for a more comfortable ride, but the 21s, they really do both, because again, we haven't got adaptive suspension, and it's just riding these roads nice and easily without any harsh rebound or anything. I'm still quite shocked at this. And it's an EV, so 9 times out of 10 there's no lag because there's no turbo to spool up, and when you plant your foot down and get up to the speed limit time and time again, this big boy just turned into, I don't know, a fat go-kart, or a go-kart who's gone through a few too many drive-throughs. Oh gosh, I can't even speak. It just rides these roads so easily, and we're just at the speed limit again. You'd think you'd have to go quite a lot below the speed limit to take these corners because it's a heavy old boy, as I said, but again, rolling it around here, it's so easy to drive, so easy. The only other issue that people really have with an SUV is that it's so heavy, you don't feel like you're going fast, you lose that sense of speed. With all of this real estate that you get in front of you, because you get a lot of it left to right, vision isn't impaired at all, you can definitely feel that power. You can definitely feel all of that torque. And as I said, it gives you confidence time and time again. There isn't any time where I felt, oh, I've come in a bit too hot there. I'm not driving a sports car. It just handles it like a champion. Let's go and pick up our trophy. So is the Skoda Enyaq Coupe worthy of the VRS badge? I'd say yes. It is an electric car, it's not a combustion engine car, and this is the future, so we've got to take what we can, and this is definitely sporty for an SUV. So guys, if you have enjoyed the video, please smash the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care and God bless.